Oh, hey there, Grill Sergeant here. What's going on, guys? Today in this video, we're going to be covering my top 7 mods that you can do to your backyard offset smoker to make things just that much easier when it comes to the best barbecue you've ever had. Next to me here is the Old Country G2 that I just got. The modifications in this part are pretty much universal, so if you don't have this exact pit, you might actually glean something from this video. Let's get started. So now we're at the Firebox here. This is where your actual wood logs are going to go. This is pretty much how it comes set up stock. On the G2, this is actually dual wall insulated. Very, very good at holding even, consistent temperatures. They have this little grate that you can basically put your coal and then wood logs on top. I've ran it with this in, I've ran it with it out. At first, I was really a big fan of this just because with everything raised up, you actually get a little bit better airflow. So when air is coming through these vents right here, it would pretty much go underneath the coals and would kind of pick up. So you could actually get a little bit hotter temps. But what I found is once the actually coals broke down and went underneath, when you would basically put, a new log on, it took a lot longer for that log to catch. And sometimes it wouldn't even catch. And I'd actually have to, use like a propane torch to kind of help assist to get it going. Whereas once I move this out, the coal bed would then be directly on the base of it. And then if I put a log on, that log is just sitting on screaming hot coals and it would catch within 20 seconds or so. So now I run it without the included riser. And then when it comes to actually cleaning out, it's easier to get a shovel in here and kind of just scrape to the side and get all the ash out. And so now this is pretty much ready for the next cook. Now there is one more modification to the Firebox and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But now let's look under the hood. All right, so another thing that actually comes stock with this smoker is you actually have a tuning plate. You can see that a little bit better once we actually get this grate out of the way. Now the tuning plate is good just because this piece can actually move around and you can actually experiment of where you actually want the tuning plate. And the tuning plate's purpose is you're going to get even temperatures from this side to this side. But what I found is I actually get really good, even, consistent temperatures when I actually leave it just like this. You still do have an extra plate that's pretty much kind of covering the Firebox entrance. This is where your heat's going to come out of. And without this, you get a lot of heat coming here out the gate. But what I found is this kind of helps disperse that heat and carries it this way. And with this setup, just like this, not having that tuning plate in here, when the fire is actually starting to peak, this side's going to be hotter. But then once that fire, mellows out and actually starts kind of like on the decline, that's when you're going to see really even, consistent temperatures with this setup. So I'll just leave this in here and then I don't run the tuning plate. Now, one thing I like including, this is a bread pan, and I actually like throwing it in the smoker right here. And when I'm doing a cook, I'll fill this up with water. This purpose is, one, it helps stabilize temps inside the smoker just a little bit more, and that whole steam actually helps create more of a binder when there's smoke rolling around mixed with the steam. I've been running this for probably the last dozen cooks or so. Pretty good results. So yeah, my water pan is right there. So here is the top stack. I do like the length of the top stack. It's pretty much the same length as the barrel. So this thing pulls a lot of air. No modifications I really did to this. This handle is really good. Handle doesn't get hot. And then pretty much when I'm running my smoker, I just leave the top vent just all the way open, and that gives really, really good airflow. But underneath it, that's where we're going to modify something. All right, so now we come down here at the bottom underneath the top stack, and you're going to have, this is basically the kind of grease dump here. So when you're cooking, super greasy foods, pork butt, chicken, you're going to get a ton of grease coming out of here. So few options. You can put a bucket underneath this, but what I found best is actually putting a 1 1/4 ball valve, and this one is a brass one. I will put a link in the description to where I found it, but this one you can pretty much screw it on like this. right now it's closed off, grease won't come out. And then if I want to actually dump the grease, handle goes down, grease comes out. And something cool I found about this is pretty much I can then put my bucket right here, and there's this little notch right up in here that it holds this in place. And so while I'm doing the cook, I don't have to put a bucket on the ground. This will suspend it up in the air, less chance of actually kicking and knocking it over. All the grease can dump into here, and after that's done, I can pretty much close it off, and it's good to rock and roll. All right, so the last modification we're gonna talk about today actually comes onto the handle. So the one thing I found when running this pit, once this firebox gets hot, this handle gets extremely hot. So usually what I found is just wearing a glove, I can open the door, add more wood, easy peasy. And I found a YouTube channel called Al Lunacy, and he did a very cool modification for his G2, and it was actually putting a handle and attaching it to this handle so you could actually open this without actually having to put a glove on each time. I thought that was very cool. I got it off of Amazon, and I am going to attach it right here. And then the cool part about this is you don't need a glove. It's cool to the touch. You can grab this, open this up. And so we are going to install that right now. All right, so the handle is gonna go pretty much right about here. And so I'm gonna pretty much just find kind of what's even. So I have a punch right here. So when drilling a hole in metal, we're pretty much just gonna start out small, and then we're gonna just work our way up until we actually get it the size that we want. Moment of truth. Oh. All right, kids, today's word is perseverance. Put the washer on the other side. That right here. All right. Yeah, I am beyond happy with that. That is so cool. So now, don't have to get on a glove every single time if I want to open this up. I can grab it here, put in my wood. So that is very, very cool. So that's about it. And I am happy with all these modifications that just make my life that much easier when running an offset smoker. If you have any tips, tricks, or suggestions, please do leave them in the comment section. And then you're gonna wanna stay tuned. We are about 5,000 subscribers shy of hitting the 100,000K mark, which YouTube sends out a silver play button. So we're gonna be doing a tons of giveaways. So we're gonna be giving away grills, smokers, barbecue accessories, rubs, the whole 9 yards. If you can think it, we're probably going to be doing a giveaway on it. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you are subscribed. I will do an announcement about that later, but thank you guys for watching. This is Grill Sergeant. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Grill Sergeant out. Now, I'm really not supposed to talk about this just yet, but there's a company called Chief Firewood, and all the Texas top 50 barbecue joints use their wood from Chief Firewood. It's usually only sold to restaurants, but coming soon, it's going to be in your backyard too. So stay tuned for that.